Hi guys, Joy Sparkle VS, and in my last installment of the Peter Monn series, if you didn't see their videos, go see those other videos, or this one may not make as much sense. But we went over the hypocrisy of all the crap he said, not even all, some of the crap he said about me, along with the tweets, so you can see what a hypocrite he is. We went over the BS apologies, and here's the last part. If you guys remember that sarcastic joke that I said, Paige made it a very big deal, wanted to broadcast it. She asked if she could do an interview with me, and I was like, sure. Not knowing she was also doing an interview with another nasty racist PR agent. I'm not even gonna say her name because she gets off from the attention. She had set out to want to destroy my life long before any of this, just because that's who she is. Now, again, I didn't know at the time that was what was going on. I thought, I'm just gonna have a cool conversation with somebody who seems nice. Now, I want to preface this. I don't actually dislike Paige. I don't. I actually like a lot of stuff about her. She was nice to me about this, like she was really kind to me about the whole situation. Here's the thing. Over time though, what I've seen is blatant hypocrisy, and I called her out. I said, hey Paige, you gonna do a big interview and song and dance with Peter Monn too? Or is it just for me? Because you take a sarcastic comment and a joke people didn't understand, which is fine, they didn't understand it, fine. But you're gonna then make that you're gonna put that as a big spectacle. But when it comes to Peter saying the N-word several times, as well as a host of other crap, he gets a pass? No. That's what we call selective outrage. This is something that the left loves to do. And Peter, holy crap, acts like the biggest fucking lefty. Now, before anybody gets mad, I don't like politics. I am not left, I am not right, I am not any of them. I think they're all full of shit. But at this point, the left has gone so far crazy, so far ridiculous crazy, that I have a real difficult time taking any of it seriously at this point. So, when it came to Paige, I called her out. I called her out about it and said, you better go in 10 times harder than you did with me. You know what? She didn't and wasn't going to. And here's what I will say. I disagree with her. I think her actions are hypocritical. However, Paige didn't know this at the time, was on her honeymoon, and so she said, you want to talk it out? I'm like, let's do it. I said, okay, when I get back from my honeymoon, cool. Well, I got on Younow to talk about it, and she wanted to come on then, and I was like, okay. I said, are you sure you're on your honeymoon? Let's not take away from that. She was fine with it. Okay, cool. We had a discussion. So I wanted to show you guys that discussion, and then I'll have some ending thoughts about it. But let me tell you what I like about Paige. I may disagree with her. I may think her actions are hypocritical. But it takes a real bitch, and I say that with love, I mean the good bitch. It takes a real fucking woman to come and face you when shit's going down. Very few people will do this on YouTube. Look at little Repsion Puss. Look at all the skeptics. None of them have the balls to face me. I called her out, and she said, let's hash it out, and she made time right then. Regardless of my opinion of certain things, I got mad respect for Paige because she did that. And if everybody would do that, and that's the other thing, the conversation was fairly respectful from both people, I thought. If everybody would do that, it would clear up so many issues on YouTube, in the fucking world. Not that I'm like trying to give worldly advice, but I know YouTube isn't the world. But it would clear up so many issues. And so I do want to say that. I want to leave off with this, that I'm going to respect the fact that she did step up and she womaned up and she came to speak to me directly. I will applaud that forever. So you guys go ahead, look, I'll give my final comments at the end. Here you go.
Y'all. Nathan, why you keep coming in here? You know you talk shit. Why do you keep showing up? Good Lord. Sorry guys, something just happened. I'm going to wait for some people to trickle in. But I'm going to be debating Paige and we're going to talk about it in just a second. Hey, cutie. No, nothing's wrong. It's all good. We're going to giggle for a second. I'm sorry. He's giving me irritated look. I'm like, what? I think he's going to game with his friends. Y'all, there's going to be a debate's about to happen. Well, it's going to be in a couple weeks. We're going to talk about it. Excuse me, girls. You guys are welcome to come if you want. But you don't have to. Aw, here comes one of them. My shadow's coming. Oh, sorry. Okay. You want coming up? Come on. Hi. 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 Oh, that's a good spot. Oh, I got a good spot. Sorry, guys. Literally. Sorry. All right. So just as I was winding down, some stuff comes up. So we're going to talk about it. That's a good spot. Give me just a second. We'll let some people filter in. Fat Puffin. You need to change your name to Fat Puffin. Ew. It was gross. It tasted gross. Oh, thank you, Monkey Squad, for inviting people. Fat Puffin, Fat Puffin. Go check Discord. Check Discord. Hey, Rose! Rose Jessica Tay, thank you for the 400. Thank you again. Y'all, you don't have to send me anything if you don't want to, as I always say. This will be, I know, Kaylee, right? This will be somewhat brief, but I want to let some people filter in so we can talk about this, because this is pretty funny. I swear to God, the hypocrisy of YouTubers is strong. It's strong. Ah. All right. And y'all have me trending again. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, BJ, Brash Jerk. I was just watching Peter Mon's video about the tweets. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but we're going to get there. But apparently Petty Paige had some stuff to say, so we're going to talk about it. Joy's out for blood and hunger. Joy is out for blood. LMO, the blood are hungry. The fuck is the blood are hungry, Jay? I love you, Jay. What is that? Y'all give Fat Puffin some love in the chat. Made me cough. God damn. I sound like a smoker. Oh, God, we're going to have some fun. Like I told y'all, I am going to be calling out motherfuckers. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at by coming back. I'm calling people out. We're going to make some money calling people out in their hypocrisy, because I'm done. I'm just done with the hypocrisy. So I'll go ahead and tell y'all, and then I might repeat it for some people who are just filtering in. Okay, so if y'all were here just a minute ago, I ripped into Peter Monn for his hypocrisy. And I made some comments. I don't even think they were mean comments. Like, leave a comment if I said something mean. If I did, I'll own up to it. But about, like, Petty Paige, you better be interviewed in Peter Monn for all his crap. So I'd said something like that, right? I'd made some mentions to the fact that it was a big fucking skeptical and I had to be interviewed and all this bullshit. So Petty Paige responded. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear the response? Hold on, let me get there. There's a few of them. So, and I will explain all the stuff that I said too, so this is funny. Oh my God, this is funny. If y'all don't know, Petty Paige is a drama channel. She's been nice to me, so it's not, what I'm saying isn't shady. I'm not trying to be shady, because y'all know I'm direct. I don't need to throw shade. I'll fucking tell you the business. I'll tell you how I feel about something, because why the fuck not? I don't have time to waste. Oh no, we talked about it. So it's going to be in a couple weeks when she comes home, and I agreed with her. I'm like, you're on your honeymoon. Like, that comes first. Family comes first. So no problem. So yeah. So I was just mentioning that everybody better make the big fucking spectacle out of it that they did me or they're hypocrites. So she decided to write me about it, which is fine. She has every right to do. So let's pull it up, because this is the dumbest stuff. Oh, this is so dumb. Hold on. I gotta get everything loaded. Okay, here it is. Hey, Joy Sparkle BS. The reason I've decided not to grill Peter Monn is because eventually, second time around in parentheses, he did the right thing. I respect someone who has the ability to apologize properly and own their shit. And so, let me tell you how I responded. She says, although sometimes it's hard to come around and can take time to deal with your ego, but he did the right thing. I've yet to see you apologize efficiently enough without explaining away the damage of the words you said. There's a difference, heart. And I said, he has no right ever to police anyone on their white privilege or how to speak after what he's done. And you not going after him only shows your hypocrisy as well the rest of you that circle jerked one another's e-celeb fame. She says, I personally am not a big fan of Peter for my own personal reasons. I don't fuck with the rest of the drama community besides Martin, who has been open about Peter's hypocrisy. And Margot, I don't know who Margot is, but I don't know a lot of the drama community. So I know, like I do know, what's his name? Martin. Martin's been great. I do love Martin. And Margot, who has yet to share her opinion on him. I have nothing to gain by being silent. She does one of these. And I said, I personally like you. I mean no shade, but calling it directly as I'm seeing it. Be the bigger person, and don't be selective in what is racist and what isn't. Otherwise, you don't stand by your own beliefs. And she says, I do, and I'm happy to discuss it. We can either pick a time that fits in my honeymoon schedule, although I have shitty internet, or we can do it 2 weeks. Balls entirely in your court. And she says, I withheard of him I'm not sure what that means. And that's me not me being shady. Just sometimes we type shit and we don't know, like it's hard to read. IW heard of him and caught a few streams. I'm down if he is ever hearts. I don't know if that's to Peter. Peter's tagged in this, so I'm not sure. So I wrote, why not approach him about it like you did me? You made it a big spectacle with me, but Peter, who hides it and didn't act like he gave two craps the first apology gets a pass. No. Either everyone is guilty or you all are hypocrites. So tired of the BS and games YouTubers play. She says, Joy, apologies aren't followed by ifs and buts. That's why you were made a spectacle of. Also, you got into it with celebrity PR executive, I love it, Lady Thriller, that made the story more interesting. It's called Drama for a Reason, love. And so I said, Lady Thriller is a totally different subject. She's an attention whore through and through. I apologize for hurting others, genuinely, but I'm not sorry your selective outrage culture can't take humor because you need to be butthurt about something. Go grill Peter or be the hypocrites you are. I apologize if I hurt anyone. He was intentionally deceptive, so it makes your actions hypocritical. So there's some more back and forth. Let me see. It's hard to keep up with some of this. Just so you guys know. Let's see. I think that might have been everything, and then we were talking about a time and a place. Right? Okay, yeah, talking about her honeymoon and stuff. Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, she says, cool, come with receipts of my hypocrisy, and I'll bring some too. Have a great evening. Well, the receipts are right here. Like, the receipts are like what I'm saying. It's exactly what, like, it's literally these tweets. Like, I'm not sitting around saying, I don't know if she's a hypocrite about everything else. I don't watch her. She seems like a nice person. I don't know much about her. Oh, she says, I have nothing to say to Peter at this point. He owned his shit, so I'm good, and move on from here. But feel free to hit him up if you feel nobody else will. so you guys see this, right? You see this. I'm honest. I make, what's it? It's Sandy. Joy, Paige deletes my comments when I refute her white privilege racist narratives in her videos. I may even be shadowed or blocked. Ugh, Lord. So let me explain where I'm coming from with this. It's, like I said, it's selective outrage, and this is what YouTubers do. Some YouTubers get a pass for shit, and others don't, and I'm tired of it. I did a couple videos where I cried apologizing if people didn't understand the context, if there was a miscommunication. She says, Joy, just stopping by to say hi. Have a unicorn night. Joy, have fun. Thank you, Russia. Thank you. I'm just tired of this hypocrisy. I'm tired of it. I personally believe she won't come for Peter because he's a bigger YouTuber. That's what I believe. I believe that for a lot of people, because of his clout, are scared of him. And at this point, I got nothing to lose. I could care less. Like, I could genuinely care less. I'm calling out motherfuckers. And the thing is, I don't think he's sorry. Like, I'm going to sit here and I can pull up the receipts on why he's not sorry. I can showcase why he's not sorry. Yet I was real. And I'm going to continue to be real. I was sorry if people got hurt and misunderstood me. I am not going to apologize for humor because I process shit the way I process shit. Not doing it. Not doing it. Sorry. Actually, I don't want to do sorry, not sorry. But, I mean, if that offends you, that's too bad. Sometimes in life, we get offended. Some people don't like the way I joke. That's fine. I don't like the way people are hypocrites. But everybody has a right to be what they want. And if people want to fucking call me out for being a racist and make it a big skeptical because Lady Thriller is an attention whore, and that's a whole nother story. Don't even get me started with that one. But we're not going to go for Peter because he got it the second time around. The first time around, he didn't care. He was trying to sweep it under the rug. I've been honest since day one. I have been honest. I've been honest. Said sorry if people got hurt. But I am not apologizing for a joke that was misunderstood. My sarcastic, joking comment, that sarcastic stream of consciousness that came out, was my frustration with people calling me a racist. And I have a real, extreme, dry wit about the way that I joke sometimes. Exactly, Renee, you're not going to please everybody. Oh, Amy, you don't even need to know. It's dumb. It's very, very dumb. It's very dumb. But yeah, I'm calling people out as I see it. So if you don't make the big skeptical of Peter Monn, then you're a hypocrite. She's like, well, he apologized the second time around and got it right. Bullshit. I don't believe 1 ounce of him gives a fuck. He just wants to get the shit off his back. If you go watch the first apology, that's what he says. Go look at all the times he has dissected other people's apology videos. Go look at those. And you tell me based off of what he's done if he's being genuine. Because I don't think he is. And he doesn't get a pass. I'm sorry. He doesn't get a pass because he's Peter Monn. He doesn't. It's a different standard, though. That's right, Liv. They hold everybody to a different fucking standard, and I'm done with it. I'm done. Bitches are going to get called out. Everybody's getting called out. I don't care. I don't care. It's dumb. It's absolute dumb hypocrisy. And like I said, I have no F's to give. I have none. None. She says my apology had ifs and buffs. I was explaining all the circumstances going on because there was context involved, but Peter gets the pass. Fuck that. No. Not doing it. What's that, Paige? It says Paige is here. Damn, my nose keeps itching. I should put my hair back. I'm just not doing it. It's all right. It's all right, pretty girl. It's hypocritical. Absolute hypocrisy. It's selective outrage. Either it's all or people are hypocrites. That's where I'm at. It has to apply or people are hypocrites. Because let me tell you, oh, she says she's in the queue. Okay. Sweetheart, do you want to do this now? Let me know in the comments because I don't want to fuck with your trip. Like, you're on your honeymoon. That's your family. That comes first. I don't want to screw with it. So I just want to get it confirmed. She says she has 45 minutes. Okay, we can talk. Let's do it. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. I pushed the button. We'll see what happens. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Just enjoying Jamaica.
Hey, listen, I know we have a disagreement, but I'm genuine when I say I don't want to fuck up your trip. Like, I really, that's why I wanted to say, I'm like, are you sure you want to come on?
Honestly, it's perfectly fine. We've got about 45 minutes before the evening entertainment starts, so we're just, guys in bed right now. I don't know if you can see him, but we're just chilling at the moment, so I'm free to talk for about 45 minutes.
Perfect. And I'll let you have the floor, but before we begin, and I'm saying this genuinely, I like you, and I very much respect you, so please understand, I'm not one of those people that's gonna be passive-aggressive shady. I call that like a baby boomer like Peter. I don't do that shit. I'm at the point where since I've come back, I'm even more direct as possible. But understand, everything I'm saying, I do respect you and I like you. A lot of these motherfuckers I can't stand. I actually like you. I'm just very irritated. So like, and I know I said mine. So I wanted to start out with that.
Okay, so let me just preface this from the outset to begin by saying that I've had personal run-ins with Peter Monn. I'm not his biggest fan.
Right
so
on.
It's not like I would have been running to defend him in this video. I actually filmed a video, got ready to upload it, but then he put his video out where he did a proper apology, what I would consider a proper apology.
Okay.
And I thought, do you know what? What's more important, me putting out these videos and getting my views and making some money, or leaving this situation be because he's done the right thing? And that's what I decided to do. I thought, right now is not the right time. I'm not the biggest Peter Monn fan. Will always be eternally grateful for the things he's done for me in the past, but because of my own personal run-ins with him, I am not his biggest fan right now.
Right on.
So because of that, it was never, the video that I had already filmed was never going to be a glowing, amazing Peter Monn review, but I acknowledge that right is right and wrong is wrong. His original apology was bullshit, and I'll say that straight up. It was complete and utter bullshit. But the second apology was correct, and sometimes some people need a bit of a chance to get to understand the hypocrisy, to understand their own ego, and think, you know what, I need to put that aside and speak to the people that I've genuinely hurt over this situation. I feel that he did that, so there was no more argument for me. That's the only reason that I haven't made a video.
Well, and if it's okay, I'll jump in there. And by the way, sometimes I can interrupt, tell me. I'm not meaning to be rude. It's just a tick of mine sometimes. So here's where I'm frustrated. And first of all, I didn't know until you told me you're on your vacation. So it makes
That's right.
That alone, I would understand why you're not jumping up to do shit, aside from everything else. So forgive me, didn't know. Oh, shit, it's frozen.
Oh, have you frozen? Can you see me?
No, I can hear you, though. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry,
okay,
I'm in the regular, but signal might be shit. One sec.
Oh, shit. Okay, I think it's okay.
Okay. Okay.
I can kind of hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so I'll just try to make some noise, or leave me a comment. Let me know if you can't hear me. I'll give my point and where I'm frustrated. So, like I said, I apologize. Didn't know you're on vacation. Like, I wouldn't be jumping to do shit. So just life happens. You don't know. And this isn't me kissing your ass. I'm just telling, like, I didn't know. So I think here's where I'm frustrated. What we've seen with Peter is Peter knew the tweets were out there. He never removed them. He never told his audience this is who he was. Now, I'm the kind of person, I wouldn't be mad. Like, we've all said dumb shit. All of us.
Yeah,
Almost, you know what I'm
agreed.
saying? I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't said any dumb shit, even before people have, gotten upset with me. All of us have said dumb shit. I'm more than forgiving on that. What I'm frustrated with, Paige, is the hypocrisy. This motherfucker came so hard at me about what a racist I am and my white privilege when I did videos crying saying, look, we might have different opinions, but if anybody got hurt because they didn't understand me or my context, I'm sorry. I said that repeatedly. I've still said it repeatedly. What frustrates me about Peter is, this is like, Peter's been hiding this. He's been, and not just the inward shit, which to me, that's enough on its own. Here's the big thing nobody's talking about. This motherfucker, he was a counselor putting out shit between him and his clients. Putting out shit between him and his clients. He's talking about people being ugly. He's saying stuff that I'm going to talk about his standard, are homophobic. There's a lot that's wrong with those tweets. I said one long, sarcastic, joking stream of consciousness because I was frustrated that people had already been calling me racist. I was already frustrated with that. And everybody lost their minds. Peter said several things and hid it while policing how everybody else should be and talk. Like, he said stuff like, I made him embarrassed to be white. I never said the N-word, though. And so, do you see where I'm coming from? That's where I'm frustrated. And then even the first apology seemed like complete bullshit, where with me, I've always been real with people. I said, look, I'm not going to apologize for a joke people either didn't understand or they didn't know me, but I will apologize if you got hurt because it wasn't my intention. Nothing, there was no racist intention, there was no intention to hurt anybody, but I feel like the internet is going to give him a pass. And again, you're on vacation. Who gives a fuck? Like, go on vacation. I didn't know. But I'm saying to everybody else, that's what pisses me off, is watching that hypocrisy. So that's where I'm coming from.
I think to a certain degree that I agree that there is a level of hypocrisy within the drama community. I think there's certain situations that people won't talk about. There's certain people that people won't talk about because they are the most popular people at the time. I get that. I see that all the time, and I'm like, really? We're not clocking this person? So I get that 100%.
Amen. Thank you.
I can't say that I've seen his previous videos of you. So I can't really speak on that until I have a look personally myself, which I will do. But what I can say is I remember some time ago, because I think he was very, very angry with you at the time. And I think some time ago, it was in his captured moments on Younow, but probably like about a year ago now. But on there, he was saying something to the effect of, this is one of the several run-ins that I've had with this man. He said something along the lines of, I'm upset that Paige even allowed Joy on her platform. And I was like,
what the fuck?
Okay, cool, right. So when I heard that, obviously I took a defensive stand by, because as far as I'm concerned, as long as somebody is able to proficiently apologize, then fair enough. I'm going to be honest with you, Joy, your apology to me wasn't good enough. And it's just my personal perspective.
That's fine.
There could be a bunch of people who completely are fine with it. But to me, I feel like apologies need to be a sit-down video where you address something. You do not make any ifs or buts. Whether it was racially aggravated or intended, I always believe that impact over every single time. If somebody else is upset with it, then you need to at least acknowledge that, because by not acknowledging that, then you're not acknowledging that person or that marginalized group's feelings. That's why I personally feel that you haven't done the best apology.
And well,
with
I think
Peter, I'm ready to let that go because he's apologized properly. Because in that first video that I recorded today, well, yesterday, that I was editing today, I was going in at him and saying, this is not acceptable. And just because you say it's all in the past doesn't mean that everybody has to forget it. You have to apologize correctly. You have to put your tweets up one by one and discuss in order what happened so that you can say, let this be a teachable moment. Don't do what I did. But he didn't do that until he made this video. So I just said, and that's how it really went down. It was never that deep for me.
Well, let me ask this. Let me respond with this. Did you see all the videos where I talked about it? Because I had one where I broke down and cried, and I said, I am genuinely sorry if anybody got hurt, because it wasn't my intention. Now, here's, and you understand being on YouTube, and this took me a while to fully get, especially because at that time, I was really sick. And I'm not saying, I'm not at all blaming anything on being sick, but it fucked with my cognitive abilities. I talked about that a lot. And what would happen is, people would demand to know why I did something and what led up to it. So then I would say it. But if I said that, you're giving an excuse. It was literally in my situation, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So I explained to people, look, I'm not going to apologize for humor because I'm somebody that believes in free speech, and I believe that we have the right to bring light out of darkness. Where my issue is that, and this is stuff you don't know about, so I'm not mad at you. Lady Thriller had been threatening to take down my channel long before this shit came out. She said, I'm going to find a way. I have the tweet somewhere where she deleted. She said, I'm reporting everyone.
Yeah, no, I saw them.
Right, so it went back that far. She was already going to try to spin this in a certain way. So what happened with me is, it took me a little bit to understand. A lot of people don't know me and don't know my humor and how everything was edited, and nobody gave a lot of people, not saying you, but I'm saying how it got around, didn't get the context when she tried to spread this message. What upset me was that I tried to do what everybody was asking me to do. So I apologized if I hurt people. I said my truth, and I also explained what was going on. But what's frustrating...
Can I just be honest, is that the same situation happened, obviously, with Jefree Star, we've seen, where he had a racist past and all that kind of stuff. And he did apologize about it on Twitter. He apologized about it on Snapchat. He even apologized about it on Instagram. But it wasn't until he made a formal apology video where he sat down and owned his shit fully on a forum that everybody could get to, that everybody would be able to see. Only then did people start to actually accept his apology. Personally, for me, live streams, you could say sorry until the cows come home. If I've not,
I did that on videos. I did that on videos. I cried and said, I'm sorry if you got hurt. But I also stood by what I believe in, which is still what I believe in. That what I said was not intended to be racist. What I said, I was being sarcastic from people calling me racist. It's almost like if somebody said you're racist and I was like, oh yeah, I want to kill everybody. Like, that's my kind of humor. And what I was trying to say was, I'm not going to apologize for the way humor is how I process the world. The way I process, and for humor, for trying to be humorous and for saying a sarcastic comment. What I will be sorry for is if anybody got hurt from it because people manipulated it and they didn't understand the context, or people just saw it and didn't know me. I apologized if anybody could have gotten hurt for that, and said repeatedly, I love everybody, I'm not a racist, I cried. So my thing is, why is it when that first apology, he tried to just, it's so apparent, he tried to sweep it under the rug. This is stuff he's been hiding while he polices everybody else. Well, why is it's okay to give him a pass on his second video, but when I cry, and I'm honest, I own my shit, I own my truth, and I apologize, it's looked at as not as good. That's where my frustration is.
Well, I've not seen the crying video, if I'm perfectly honest, but also, just as a complete disclaimer, as we've seen with like Laura Lee and all that stuff going on, crying does not change the impact of the words that anybody said. So I need to see that video for myself. If you've got a version of that, send it to me.
My channel's...
When we reconvene in like 2 weeks' time, then obviously I can give my opinion properly.
Bitch, I'm down. My channel's deleted, but I have it saved somewhere. So I will have to find those and send those to you. And I'm not saying crying means you're sorry, but I think there's a difference between being genuine and being not genuine. And I think, let me tell you where I think, to me, this is my perspective, where I think you can tell I'm being genuine, because I've never strayed from my message. Where with Peter, he just wanted to sweep it under the rug really quick and move on. Didn't want to address the tweets, and it wasn't just the N-word. To me, the N-word's disgusting enough. That shit's disgusting. Fuck everything else. But then the rest of it that's there, there's so much awful shit. When I got drugged for this one instance of venting sarcastically because people were calling me racist, these group of people that harassed me, which I don't know if you know about this, but I've had these group of about 40 to 50 harassers for the last year and a half. I left YouTube, they didn't stop. They didn't stop, and Peter fed that, which is why I'm frustrated. But I was my point was to say, to me, I agree. It doesn't matter if you were crying, but I've been genuine in that I never strayed from my message. My message has been, I'm sorry if you got hurt, if there was a miscommunication and people understanding my humor. But I'm not a racist, and I still I'm not sorry for...
Just in honesty, though, the way that I'm seeing it right now is that the issue that you have right now is the fact that Peter is being let off by majority by a lot of people.
Yes.
I don't think it's specifically targeting myself, if that makes any sense.
No. And I yes.
The way you came across on Twitter was almost as if I was being a hypocrite for interviewing you, but not interviewing him. I've got nothing to say now because he's rectified the situation. If you were going based on the first original video, by all means, call me a hypocrite if I'm not going out of my way to interview him as well, and I would have probably agreed with you. But because of that second apology, for me, there's no point in me interviewing him. He's only going to say the same things he said in that second apology.
So here's my thing though. This is what I would encourage you to do. And I'll find it. If you need me to send it to you, I'll send the videos where he's saying stuff like he's embarrassed to be white because of me. Like all the videos where he is just outright trying to slam me and what a horrible racist and piece of crap I am. And then he goes and does stuff like this. To me, it's not about whether or not he's sorry. It's all the damage, all the shit he has talked about. So many other people policing them for their racism when he knew he was hiding this. And to me, if you've been hiding this while screaming at everybody else, how do we know you're sorry? How do we, and that's my question.
I don't know necessarily if he's hiding it. I do personally think it is suspect that he has deleted it since, because I would much rather they be available for people to view, and he used that as a teachable moment rather than for them to be disappeared. It's very, I'm going to be honest, reminiscent of the whole John Cookian versus him situation that happened in December, where he deleted his entire Tumblr. For me, it's just kind of like, it makes people think that you have something to hide. And if you don't have anything to hide, then you shouldn't have deleted anything, because that should be a recognized part of your past that makes you turn into the person that you are today. That's how I personally feel about it. But in terms of him hiding it, like he knew he had these tweets all these years, I don't believe he even knew they were available. I don't even think he knew he even said those things, because I'm sure if we went back into my Facebook history, I never used to have a Twitter before, but if we went back into my Facebook history, I've said some horrible things.
Absolutely.
I was the most militant black person you would ever meet in your whole entire life.
Understood.
So for myself, I know for a fact I've said some gross things.
I agree.
And if any of them should come to light, even if they come to light tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to find them because you can't look in chronological order on Facebook. But if any of those tweets were ever to come to light or come, I'm ready for that, because I know that those messages, Facebook posts that I made in the past, they're a part of who I am now. If I weren't raged and riddled with black anger all those years ago, I definitely would not be the more even person that I am today.
Understood.
But that is a part of remaining teachable. I think, personally speaking, my personal perspective is Peter has a long way to go, but at this point, he's made the right steps, and I cannot discredit somebody for making the right steps and for putting their ego aside for one moment and saying, I was a hypocrite, I knew I was wrong, and I apologize.
Now, here's the difference I see between you and Peter. You own that's who you used to be. Now, I've not seen a lot of your content. That's not a diss. I mean, we don't all sit and watch each, like, you wouldn't watch all my 500 videos. I wouldn't expect you to, right? But, like, you've talked about your past. You've talked about what's made you that person. Here's where I'm frustrated, is what I've seen from him, he hasn't. And he's been calling everybody else, me included, the worst fucking racists and white privilege, and he's so embarrassed to be white because of me and other people, and never talked about this stuff. And that, to me, is where I see that it's problematic. I have no problem, even if it's somebody I don't like. I don't like Peter because the shit he said to me and his passive-aggressive bullshit, right? I'm open about that. But my issue isn't about a lack of forgiveness if he's sorry. It's about the blatant hypocrisy of how dare you go police. You're a white man going and policing everybody else when look at the skeletons you've been hiding. And your first apology, you were just trying to get rid of it. He didn't want to go over the tweets. And that's where, to me...
I get that, and I agree on that first apology. He definitely was like, I'm going to sweep this under the rug. Because I was like, excuse me, no you're not. Because that was why I was making my original video. But the second video, I feel like he owned it, personally speaking. I think you're going on the premise that he knew he made these nasty tweets in the past and that he knew about them and still policed everybody else.
Well, my thing is that he did those tweets.
I'm going on the premise of his words,
okay,
which is that he didn't know that they were there. And that's all I can go on because I can't vouch for somebody's, mind.
Well, let me say this. To me, if he made the tweets, then that's the kind of language he used. He even in his apology videos and stuff, he said he had to ask friends, am I still that person? Like, there are certain, to me, psychologically, in analyzing what he said, there are certain tells, and I'll have to go through it because I haven't made my video yet on it, but that show me He knew this stuff was there. I would have no issue had he not been policing other people. My issue is you had this shit in your closet and you're policing other people. Where's the apology to me and everybody else that you've tried to out as a racist? Where's your apology for mocking everybody else's apology videos and you mock that people have to do it twice to get it right? Where's your apology for the fact that you told me I need to leave YouTube for several days to get my mind clear? He hasn't left it at all. That's the stuff, if that makes sense, that's the stuff I'm upset about. And there are too many suspect things that I feel like he should be called out more, and I'm just scared it's going to be swept under the rug. That's what I'm scared of.
But the point is, and I'm just speaking from a drama channel perspective, is that none of us are perfect, and all of us have made mistakes, and all of us have done bad things. Do you know what I mean? So from my perspective, it's like, I'm not allowed to critique or ever give commentary because I had bad things that's happened in my past. I've made bad decisions. Do you know what I mean? I kind of feel like there needs to be kind of some leeway in terms of us being allowed to make mistakes as well, because we're just as human as the rest of the influencers that we talk about.
Yes, except, here's my exception. He damaged people. He damages channels with his bullshit and his spreading how everybody else is racist when he's got the skeletons in his closet. To me, it's not done until he apologizes for being hypocritical and calling out other people that are racist. And from my perspective, he doesn't
He
ever
did
get
say, though, in his second video that he apologizes for being a hypocrite, and he realizes he probably is hypocritical for the things that he said in the past. He did say that. He didn't detail and say for the things I've said about Elijah Daniel or Tana Moja or Joy Sparkles. He hasn't said that specifically, but he did address that.
But I think he needs to address certain YouTubers about it. Like Tana Mojo, she said the N-word. I get it. Like that one, there are certain people I get. With me, I said a sarcastic comment based off of I was pissed that people were calling me racist. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I did it. I own it. I've owned every ounce of it. I've owned where I stand on it. And he still came for me. I feel like until he really apologizes to the people and the channels he hurt by his own hypocrisy and by misleading his audience, because this is where I'm upset. I don't know how much you know about this, and I know you have to go, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. Yeah. And the skeptic community, they all came together and they had this big event called Kilroy. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, the big free speech event that was trying to rival YouTube. They are a bunch of pussy, hypocritical little assholes, and what ended up happening was these people ran away stealing tens of thousands of dollars. So here's where I'm coming from. When I see stuff like watching Peter Monn try to be incredibly incriminating and damaging to other people and scream what racist they are, when we see what he's been hiding in his closet, until he makes a personal apology to me and the others he's policed while he's been worse than me and other people, that's where I'm not going to let it rest. Because I feel like if you've done damage with your hypocrisy, you need to fix it. Otherwise, this is just damage control, because you don't care who you've hurt. And if you don't care who you've hurt, you don't care if you've hurt your audience, you don't care if you've hurt everybody else. To me, that just shows me this is fake. That's just where I'm coming from.
Right, okay. But then in that respect, if I was ever to make a similar mistake to any other beauty guru that I've policed on various different subjects, say, I don't know, I didn't disclose an affiliate link or something. So say if I got dragged for that, I would then have to not only apologize for the thing it is that I done, but also apologize to all of the beauty gurus that I've schooled on that. It doesn't negate the situation of right is right and wrong is wrong.
So what here, and sorry, you cut out in some of that, so like the first part, so stop me if I'm trying to piece it together because the first part cut out. Again, my issue is you've been open about your past. He hasn't. And when he schools other people after what his past is, and from my perspective, trying to hide that and done damage to other channels until he tries to make it right with everybody, I don't trust what he has to say. And I don't trust that he actually cares about what he's saying. That's where I'm coming from with it.
I think to a certain degree, I agree, but I don't believe that he should have to apologize to every single person that he's policed, because at the end of the day, he's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to speak about whatever it is that he wants to speak about. If he's a hypocrite, then fine, but at the same time, everybody still has the opportunity to subscribe, unsubscribe to him if they now feel that he's a hypocrite. That's completely fine. I don't know if he needs to go to you, needs to go to Tana, needs to go to Elijah, needs to go to Kathleen Lights, that Kevin guy that he talked about racist past tweets about as well, and all the other people, Gabriel Zamora. I don't think he needs to go to every single person and say, I'm sorry because now it's me, because then that's saying that it's okay now because I did the same thing.
To me, I don't want an apology.
Right and wrong is
Sure.
wrong.
I don't want an apology for him. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an apology of, I'm sorry, I was a hypocrite and I damaged your channel when I was doing the same thing. Because from my perspective, Paige, and this is what I said in the last live stream, I don't know how much you saw. Sometimes, people, when they get it to you, it's a shitty game of telephone. But this is what I was saying. I said, however you want to look at it, I'll use the terms that you're comfortable with because I respect you and you're in my house right now. So people of color have so many fucking issues that need to be addressed across the board. I mean, and I was going into even Native Americans. Like, we need to be there and help. We all need to be helping each other. But here's the thing. To me, my perspective was when you see a white man screaming how everybody else is racist, hiding that shit in his closet, from my perspective, it just puts a black eye on what people of color are trying to get done when they're doing it the right way. And that's part of my frustration. It's like, well, shit, you're putting down the movement you say you care about so much when you're doing this kind of behavior.
But in honesty, if I hear somebody who has had that experience, who has used those words, who has been filled with that anger and aggression towards whatever marginalized community it is that he's talking about, I would be more inclined, this is just a personal perspective, but I would be more inclined to listen to somebody who has those experiences, because I could say that, you know what, he used to be like this, but he's this person now, and you know what, he's got some really good points, and he's got some life experiences that I can learn from. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We all have skeletons in our closet. I would be absolutely lying if I said that everything that I have ever done in my life, in my past, in my history, is on the internet for public consumption. Sometimes we just don't want that information to be out there. But when it does come out, we need to do the right thing.
And I believe part of doing the right thing is making amends with the people and the channels you've individually damaged. This is how I live my truth. This is what I try to do. People have seen me do this on my channel, and to me, until he tries to make it right with everybody that he can, from all the things I've seen, I don't take his apologies as genuine. He wanted to police and tell me I wasn't genuine, and that's fine. He has a right to do that. But now when I see his crap come out of the woodwork, and I see who he really has been that he's hiding, to me, it's not going to be right until he tries to make it right with everybody. That's just my opinion. If you don't try to make it right with everybody that you can, then I feel like we can't trust that you're really sorry. This just looks like a PR stunt. That's where I'm coming from.
Well, probably, to be honest, I think when people make these kind of public apologies, they're all PR stunts, whether we like them or not. I've had to make a public apology for saying something inappropriate to a minor at one point. I was in a live stream. I said something that now, reflecting back on it, I probably shouldn't have said. I discussed it with his parents. I was really sorry. I apologized, not only to him, his mother, but also the people who were actually involved that I really should have apologized to, but also to the internet for saying this crap. I made it right with those particular human beings, but this situation is surrounding Peter and his tweets. So as far as I'm concerned, all the other people surrounding it, all the other influences it is that he's spoken about it, I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you here. He doesn't have to apologize to nobody.
And I respect that you disagree. And to me, if he was genuine about caring about his audience, about caring about doing the right thing, he would try to do a right thing across the board, not just when it makes him look good. And right now, I feel like what we're seeing is just doing something when it makes him look good. I'm not saying he's not sorry. I don't know, but I can't trust him until I really see him try to do the right thing across the board. That's where I'm coming from. To me, you can't be selective with doing the right thing. Otherwise, how can we trust it?
Yeah, I feel that completely. And I think, personally speaking, in other areas of his drama channel and things that he said that I've looked back on and thought, that's a bit hypocritical because you said this week. I feel that sometimes as well with his channel. But at the time, I have to sit here and say, right is right, wrong is wrong. He did the right thing. He was wrong previously. But personally, if I'm willing to sit down and watch Jefree Star make an apology video and say, do you know what, I'm going to leave that in the past. How it would be very hypocritical of me to have somebody do a correct apology that I've outlined in my channel several times, which is the right way to make a public apology, and not forgive this individual for the things that they said in the past, because then it's a personal vendetta that I have against the individual. And although me and Peter have never eye to eye all the time, I'm not going to hold one situation against him for the rest of his life.
And I don't think, and I'm not saying that we should hold it against him for the rest of his life, but again, I'm saying that I think when you want to do the right thing, you can't, like I was saying about the outrage culture, you can't pick and choose. And in my perspective, you can't pick and choose as well with Peter. He's got to try, attempt to make it right across the board, because if he doesn't, it's just a PR stunt. Because, and that's the other thing, it's not just this. He's been hypocritical about so many things. And if he tried to do so much damage to my channel by just, he just ripped me up one side and down the other for all my apologies and so many other things about me. So how can we really know if he's sorry? And my thing is with you, and this is where I was frustrated, and again, I think the shitty game of telephone gets played, but I will say this. I will say, because of some of the things I'm telling you, which I'll send you evidence of so you can see, and because I got called out so harshly, I just feel that you should call other people out just as harshly, because it wasn't just the N-word girl. He said so much crap. And
I know, I've seen, I've gone on to Guru Gossip, I had a little gander for myself, so I've definitely seen the things that have come out of his mouth. So I acknowledge that. But this situation, I'm willing to let it go. If you're not willing to let it go, that is completely your prerogative. And you can message him, you can grill him personally, you can have him on your stream and, you know, chop it up with him. But I kind of feel like this is somewhat, not to be rude or disrespectful, misdirected anger, because I'm not the person you've got a problem with.
I want to say it's let me say this. It is frustrating because, like I said, it feels like it is selective outrage. If you're not going to call him out and hold him to the same standard that you tried to hold me to, it does feel hypocritical. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just going to be real with you. I'd rather do that than play the passive aggressive shit on YouTube, because I want to be the person that I am in real life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to just respectfully disagree on that. But I don't mean to be rude, but I do have to go now. So,
you gotta go. Take care of you.
Thank you for speaking to me. Whatever. Have a good evening or day, whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. Okay,
Right on.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Okay, let me see. All right, so that's how that went. Okay, so here's where it's at. I'm curious what you guys, I've been barely looking at the comments because I try to be respectful when somebody's on. Yeah, so let me tell you what I like about Paige. Paige, for the most part, she's, at least from what I've seen, when we come together, we can speak very respectfully. And a lot of people can't do that on YouTube. I know she disagrees. That's fine. I still hold true to my beliefs. I still feel like if we're going to make me a spectacle, when other people are outed for even, and my thing was, what he did was 100 times worse, and he tried to sweep it under the rug. Because he tried to sweep it under the rug, I don't think he's sorry. Because he's a hypocrite all the time, I don't think he's sorry. Until he tries to apologize to everybody he policed, I don't think he's sorry. Until he really tries to make good. And that's just where I'm at. And I think we should hold everybody accountable to the same standard, especially when his crap was even worse. 100 times worse than what I said. Holy crap. So, there we go. Ozone, it seems like you're making the situation all about you. It's kind of frustrating. I'm making it from my perspective. That's a YouTuber. I love when people say that about me. We're here to give our perspectives. And if somebody's been wronged, yeah, you're going to want to get that cleared up. Thank you, Belzash. Because there's a part of me that this happened to as well. Because his hypocrisy affected me. Sorry if you don't understand that. Here come the harassers. You are not sorry, Joy. You are not sorry, Joy. I've said I'm sorry if people are hurt. I've also said I'm not sorry for trying to make humor. And if people misunderstood it. And I'm never going to back down from that. I've said that from day one. If people don't like it, they don't have to watch. I'm willing to guest Peter. Peter's such a passive-aggressive puss, I don't think he's going to come on. Try it. Let's put him on. If he's available, get him on right now. I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, great. I'll eat crow if it does. I don't think he's going to come face me whatsoever. Somebody says, try then. I don't know Peter that well. I don't think if I invite him, he'll come. Y'all can invite him. Tweet at him. Tell him. Tell him, hey, but here's the thing. Tell him you want him on, because I don't care. I don't care. I think he should be coming around to people he's wronged and apologizing. That's what I think. I don't think he's going to do it. But if he wants to come on, great. Asa, he wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think he is. He's not afraid of you. I don't think he's afraid of me. Well, I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm not claiming he's afraid of me. I'm claiming he doesn't give a shit to make things right with people. I'm claiming he doesn't care about hurting people or his audience. That's what I'm claiming. Message Asa, he didn't apologize to everybody. Nope. And he's tried to ruin channels with his hypocritical bullshit. Thank you, Jessica. Rose Jessica says, I love you, Joy, but people need to understand that you are not a comedian. Sometimes you tell bad jokes. Doesn't make you a bad person. Well, I've done comedy. That's actually, and I thank you for that, Rose Jessica, but here's the thing. I have done comedy. I've done comedy before. I've done stand-up. I've done stuff. I love comedy. And it wasn't even a bad joke. It was a sarcastic comment that people didn't understand. Why would you call him a puss? Calling him names, even though you have beef, isn't right. We are all adults here. Honey, he called me a racist. To me, that's 10 times worse than calling me a puss, considering what's in his closet. Considering what's in his closet. Shan Loki, the way to prove an apology is genuine. Thank you, Julie, for the 400. To not do that act again. Well, he needs to also own up to the people he's hurt. That's what I think. He is not accountable for the things that they did. He only reported on it. No, he called everybody else out for crap. He called me a racist for my sarcastic comment when what he said was 100 times worse. That's bullshit. And I'm going to keep calling it out. Tay, I don't think he needs to apologize to everyone. He has been pretty blunt and honest about most YouTubers. No, but that's the thing. He can't be blunt and honest and call people racist if he himself is a bigger racist than what some of the people he's talking about is. You see the hypocrisy there? That's not being honest. That's being disingenuous. Vegan Call Quest, you are racist. Say your amazing joke again if you stand by it. I don't feel the need to say it. I don't feel the need to say it. But I'm standing by it, absolutely. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. I don't care. You can be as mad as you want. I don't care. I don't care. If it hurt your feelings, I apologize. I've said it repeatedly. If you don't want to take that, that's on you. You should handle it with Peter himself. Call him out, leave others out. Well, the thing is, the reason I called Paige out was because Paige tried to do a big... She called me out, and she did a big interview with me. So my thing was, I hope she does an interview with him. And like I said, I like Paige, but if she doesn't, from my perspective of everything that I have seen, and I'll send her stuff, it's hypocritical. And I'm going to stand by that. Rose Jessica, Joy, I understand you coming after Epsilon and Nick, but I think this is something you should let go. I'm not. I'll let it go with Paige. If she doesn't want to interview him, that's fine. I still think it's hypocritical. I think it's very hypocritical, but that's fine. I let it go. She said her piece. I'm not letting this go with Peter. I don't care how big his fan base is. This is how much I care. Because people should want to do the right thing. They should want to do the right thing, and they should not want to hurt people. My joke was not intended to hurt people. I apologized if it did. He needs to apologize for all the hypocritical shit he said about other people when he's done 100 times worse. And Chloe, that's what I did. I did exactly that. Well, if you hate what he did to you in the world, are you doing the same thing right now? Kind of. What do you mean? I'm calling out his hypocrisy for hurting other people with his hypocrisy. How did I do the same thing? Oh, hold on just a second. We gotta take out some trash. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna do a last round of questions and comments. Catherine, I told her not to come on because she's on her honeymoon. She chose to come on. So anybody that wants to come at me about her coming on in her honeymoon, go look at the tweets. She said she's on her honeymoon. I said, take care of that. That comes first. We'll talk in 2 weeks. That's what we agreed on, and she came on anyway. So don't come at me about her coming on. That was her choice because I supported her waiting. Thank you, Haley, for the 400, honey. Blue Bell, you'll have to look it up and see. There's a lot of stuff. I think it's on Gossip Guru, and there's more stuff too. Anon, I'm absolutely angry at so many people, and I have a right to be angry. Absolutely. Thank you, Manda. I did. Family comes first. I told her, wait. And the first thing I said to her when she got on here is, hey, I know you're on your honeymoon. Go take care of you. And she said, it's fine. I got 45 minutes. So don't come at me about her coming out here. I like Paige, too. I don't dislike her. I don't dislike Paige. I'm just calling out hypocrisy. I think we need to make a big spectacle of Peter if we're going to make a spectacle of me. Because what he did is 100 times worse than what I did, and he openly tried to sweep it under the rug. That's why I don't trust the apology. That's why. What does time have to do with it? It's okay to be racist 10 years ago. Aaron, you'll have to give more context. No disrespect, but I think the problem is that you were standing by your comment when he is not. I apologized if it hurt people. I explained that it was venting sarcasm from people trying to pin me as a racist. It was venting sarcasm. I've explained it. I'm not going to apologize for humor. I will apologize if it hurt anybody. And I think that should be the issue here. I apologized if it hurt people. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to try to sweep it under the rug like Peter and not go over shit. I went over it in great fucking detail. He didn't want to. He just wanted it to be over. Kaylia, I will reveal that later, sweetheart. Sean! Expect Joyver and Paige's honeymoon. She's a monster comment for days. You know it's coming, boo. You know. Sanchez, by that logic, nobody should believe your apology. Why should nobody believe my apology when I said I'm sorry if it hurt people? If people understood my context and understood my humor, they wouldn't have been hurt. But a lot of people didn't know me, and it was manipulated. So I understand why they got hurt without understanding the rest of it. I got it. So said, sorry if that hurt you when you didn't know everything else surrounding it. Never wanted to hurt you, but I stand by what I said. Absolutely. I stand by the fact that I made a sarcastic, shitty, joking comment because I was frustrated. Absolutely. Kim, I have a personal vendetta against hypocritical asshole YouTubers, period. That's what I have. I have an issue and an anger with people who act like complete a-holes and are destructive and mean, and then have so many other skeletons in their closet. Yeah, I take issue with that, absolutely, and I'm not going to apologize for that. Let's see, Callie, you stand by the racist jokes that you made. The joke wasn't racist, because here's my opinion. If it were a racist joke, then it would have racist intent. My intent would have been to be racist. It wasn't. It was literally a sarcastic, silly comment of just venting frustration. To me, a racist joke would be a joke I say if I believed it and put racist intent behind it. If there's no racist intent, then I'm not a racist. Period. She was sorry. She said it so many times. It was just a bad joke. She never called a race of people a nasty word. That's right. I never called people N-words. Never did that. Peter did that, though. Never called people N-words. In fact, I banned the N-word and the F-word, the LGBTQ F-word. I banned that. He owned up to the tweets, but he didn't own up to the people that he was hypocritical doing damage to. That's my issue. Well, Rachel, honey, I don't know what to tell you, hon. Randy, okay, Joy, obviously what Peter said is worse. I don't think that's up for debate. Exactly. Thank you. So what he says is worse, but he gets away with it because the second time around, he's going to act like he's sorry. I don't buy it. Don't buy it. Vegan, if I believed that, then yes. If I believed that and was trying to spread that as propaganda, yes, that would be racist. That's not what I believe. Have you ever made a joke where you're just saying shit and you're just being as silly and crazy as you can? Just saying silly, crazy, off-the-wall shit? That's the way I joke. So I was saying something silly and crazy and outrageous because I was venting frustration about what people were saying of me being a racist. Again, it's like if somebody said you're racist, and I'm like, oh yeah, I hate everybody and want everybody to die. Insert certain race. I have that kind of humor. If you don't have that kind of humor, that's fine. That's fine. But nobody gets to police how I process the world. Not backing down. Didn't back down then, not gonna back down now. What can he say or do for you to be semi-okay with all this? Apologize, make an apology video to me and the people he wronged. And he better never, ever call out anybody else's white fucking privilege. Who the hell is he? At this point, it's just funny to me. It's just funny. Oh, okay, Savannah, that makes so much sense. Get out of here, girl. She's trying to say when she says silly things, racist things don't come to mind. That means it's in your mind all the time. You're not listening. This is, again, the problem. People like you, what was your name? Savannah, you don't listen. I said I was frustrated because people were calling me a racist. I was frustrated that people were trying to spread propaganda about me. That's why it was on my mind. Not because I think racist shit all the time. That's ridiculous. All right, y'all, I think I'm gonna get out of here. I'm bored. And it's just literally the same people saying the same shit at this point. So if you want to be outraged, go be outraged. I don't care. I'm still calling out hypocrisy. I still am. And I'll say this, because I know some of Paige's audience is watching me. So I'll say this to some of y'all. Because I said this last time. The rich people who are really running the show in the country and the world, they want everything to be about race. Yes, people of color, I'll use Paige's words and her terms because I know some of her audience is here, so I'll try to be respectful to that. People of color have a lot of issues in their communities across the board. Whether it's, I don't even know the fucking term anymore, whether it's Native American, Mexican, whatever somebody wants to call black or African American, whatever the fucking terms, across the board. And we should all be helping one another with those issues. 100% want to help everybody. I've always said this. But if we continue to try to nitpick one another, if we continue to try to constantly create this faux race war that everybody seems to want to avoid, but a lot of people are wanting, the fucking SJWs in the colleges are being trained. Like, Antifa's the ones that are being violent. Those are the ones that are being violent. So here's what I want to tell you. If we continue to only focus on this stuff, the rich people who are in power, we're giving them what they want. They profit off of this shit. They want this shit because if we're all fighting each other, they can control us. It's not a race war, it's a class war. And if we all don't get our shit together, and if we all don't start trying to find common ground and help one another rather than nitpick each other, we're all going to be sick, and we're all going to be dead, and we're all going to be controlled. So that's my Alex Jones moment. All right, y'all. Peace out. Love y'all. I will be back at some point. This was a very interesting night. Much love and respect to Paige. I don't agree with her, but that's fine. Much love, much respect. I hope she enjoys her vacation, and I'll see everybody later. Take care, guys.
Okay, I know it was kind of long, but if you guys got to the end of this, like I said, I'm going to tell you what I think. I still disagree with her. I still think that it was hypocritical. I think it was very, very hypocritical for her not to go after Peter, regardless of like her saying it's, you know, the apology, this, that, and the other. And the fact is, you know, there was a lot. She said that she had missing information about my situation, which I still need to get to her. I don't know if she's going to do anything about it, but I'm going to get it to her. I still think it's hypocritical, but at least she womaned up and she came and talked to me woman to woman and was fairly respectful. With that, I gotta respect that. I gotta respect that. Does she respect me? I don't know. It's not my bit. Like, that's fine if she doesn't. That's how I feel, though. And it's not about me kissing butt. It's not about me trying to kiss somebody's ass. But that is always how I will do. That is always what I will do. But funny enough, there seems to be some new developments with the Peter Monn saga and Petty Paige. There may be a 5th video to this. Wait, is this number 4? Shit, I don't know. But here's the thing I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to continue. Until Peter Monn genuinely apologizes and tries to make right what he did to me and other people, I'm going to continue to rail him. Because you don't get to, for months, go after me and other people, talk about what racists we are, that I make you embarrassed to be white in my white privilege, when you were hiding tweets, not being open at all about it. You're being the racism police while having all that crap going on? While you have all those tweets? Peter, you don't get to do that. So until me and other people get an apology, and I mean a genuine one, I'm gonna keep after you when you're a hypocrite. So you're gonna get a taste of your own medicine. But this time, it's your fault. I'm not making fun of you. I'm not being a passive-aggressive baby boomer and making insults about your health like you did me. Little passive-aggressive stuff. She's so sick, but she can upload so many videos. I'm not doing that shit. Because I'm too much of an adult. And I suggest, if you want to be an adult, if you need to put your big boy pants on and join the real world and quit whining when people call you out on your crap. I just can't believe you were a counselor and there you are talking about parts of your counseling session on Twitter. It's one thing if you're in private and you're being anonymous with the situation to try to help somebody, but like you're going against like client, you're really not being ethical when you do stuff like that, Peter. And I'm gonna keep calling you out. I'm gonna keep calling you out because you were a part of a major portion of harassment and stopped me from my ability to make money when I was really sick with your bullshit. You don't care about people. You act like you do. You could care less. You care about attention. You care about driving yourself. And I'm gonna continue to call out every nasty action because people need to know who you are and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. I like watching the karma come to you because obviously you need it. That's all, guys. This has been Joy Sparkle BS. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this, leave a comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Continue to be blessing yourselves and blessing others and continue to try to find the joy and the sparkles of bullshit in the world. I love you guys and I will see you soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.